Hi, this is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, and I'm here today for our Facebook Live. I am running a little bit late, but I wanted to make sure that I had all my dimensions correct so that when you go to make this, there's not going to be any adjustments that you need to make. Today we're making this little gift box, and it's got a little surprise inside. I had actually made one of these, and it said Mom, and the middle was a Ferrero Rocher, and I showed it to a friend of mine who was doing some craft fair items for Christmas, and she made the Ho 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 box. So this was done by Candy Ford. She's a fellow demonstrator, but I just thought it was so cute that I had to make it for my craft fair this weekend. I'm going to be out at the Vintage Vixens Fair, which is going to be in Filer at the fairgrounds, and I will have a booth there, and I would love to see you if you are local and you want to come out and pay me a visit. But if you're not local, or either way, I'm just glad you joined me here on Facebook. I'm glad to see people here enjoying what I have to share with them and being able to make some fun new projects with some tips and techniques that we try. So without further ado, we're going to move down to the workspace and I'll show you what we're going to do. So here's our little gift box. And this, of course, is done in real red with gold foil. And I'll show you how it's done. We're going to start out needing some cardstock, obviously. And so this is going to start at the bottom of the box, this piece right here. And I've already scored and folded it. That's part of why I'm late, because I didn't want to waste your time showing you how I cut cardstock. I'm sure you're all aware on how to do that. But this piece right here is 5 inches by 11 1/4. And then I moved it over to my Simply Scored tool, and then I placed it in here and I scored it at 1 1/4 from each side. So I scored it here and here. Now, I mean, I could give you the measurements of what it is for each mark, but it's just as easy to remember that one number, 1 1/4, all 4 sides, and then just rotate your paper. It's real nice and simple. So that's our base, and then I cut along the score lines down here and then wedged a little corner. I just took a little bit extra so that when I fold these pieces in, there's not going to be any extra. I'm going to be able to line them up even. So I don't know if you can tell that, but there's just a little bit extra wedged out of there so that it doesn't cause any bulk. This is going to be the cover of our box, and this is 4 1/8 by 10 1/8, and it's scored at 3/4 inch all the way around. And again, cut the same way with a little notch out. And then I have the insert of our box. And so this is the one, well, I can show you how I took my little paper snips and I just cut straight down the score line. And then I just cut in a little bit over here and wedge it. So again, straight down the score line and wedge. Straight down the score line and then wedge just a tiny bit. So I'm hoping there's somebody out there watching me live. If you're there, go ahead and say hello. Give me a like, let me know you can hear me or anything. If you're watching it on a replay, go ahead and say replay. I'm going to try to pick something out that you guys would enjoy that I can mail to you, and I will pick a winner out of everybody who says that they watched my video, and I will send them a little surprise in the mail. So if I choose you, I will send you a message on Facebook and ask for your home address, and I will send you something in the mail. Some fun new product out of our catalog, I'm sure. Anyway, just my way of sharing and thanking you for coming to visit while I do my Facebook Lives. I'm trying to be more consistent. I am getting to every Monday, but my timing hasn't been the greatest lately, and I apologize for that. But here is our insert. Again, here's our box, and here is the lid. So I have all 3 pieces, and I can glue the top and the bottom. And you could do this with your snail adhesive. You could do it with, glue dots. There's several different things. I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid glue. I like liquid glue when I need to line things up and I want them to align perfectly, because the liquid glue gives me a little bit of extra wiggle time. It dries quickly, but not as quick as everything else. And so I'm able to make sure that the corners are aligned here and the top is aligned up here, so that everything's nice and even. Because if I'm giving this as a gift, I want to give them my best work. So we just hold that for a little bit and that should stick, and then we can move over to the other side. And for this project, I use the Ferrero Rocher. I'm probably not pronouncing that properly, but these cute little round chocolates. And they're perfect for this because, of course, they come in gold and they're round, so they fit in our O's of the ho, ho, ho. As I said before, I did them at Mother's Day, and I did the word mom, and it was the O in the word mom. And so this is easy to do. You could do love, you know, anything with an O in it, you could do, you know, as a little gift for some chocolates. You know, obviously girls like chocolates any time of the year, but you know, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, any of those occasions you're looking for. This box is really easy to adapt. You would just change the size, obviously, a little bit, or add some extra little garnishments to it to make it fill up the inside. These are also great little gifts, you know, the ho ho ho, especially, you know, if you're looking for something for the postman or your hairdresser, you know, somebody that you want to give a little Christmas gift to, but you don't want to break the bank. You know, I'm always looking for something that I can give people that lets me know that I appreciate them and that I value them as a friend or a service person that I use. And so giving them handmade gifts lets them know I appreciate them. So again, I'm just adding some glue and lining up my edges. And of course, I went through and I scored this all ahead of time. You would, of course, burnish all the edges with your bone folder. But now this lid will fit over the top of the bottom. So now we have our box. And so now we're going to work on the inside. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you came to join me. I can't wait till you're out here to join me in person. That's going to be so much fun. Barbara's another demonstrator from Massachusetts, and she's going to come out here and spend a week with me. And we're going to just have all kinds of crafty fun. So our next part of this is we need to create the H's that will be the ho, ho, ho. So for that, I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and I've got the H from our large letters framelit dies. Oops. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to cut out 3 H's. There's one. There's 2. And here's the 3rd one. And then for the O, I use the gold foil paper again. And I'm going to use a punch and a framelit. I'm sure I could find 2 framelits that went together, but for the sake of ease, I'm just going to use what I used last time. I'm sure if you have the large circles framelit dies, or the layering circles framelit dies, it comes with all sorts of sizes. So it would be easy to find a 1 3/8 out of this. It might even be this one. Yeah, so yeah, but that would work. Okay, so let's try that. I don't want to make you buy more material than you need to, so I'm going to just go ahead and layer these 2 together. Obviously, punches are fun and they're great to use. Oh, hi, Donna, Michigan. That's really cool. Thanks for joining us. I'm making the O's for our ho, ho, ho in our little box here. And I'm just going to lay the 2 of them together and cut them once, because that makes sure that they're perfectly centered. You see how they nest one inside each other? Oops. handle on the other side. That's gonna give me the ring. See, and I've also got a circle I can use on another project later on. You always want to hang on to that stuff because we all know that we spend enough money on our little goodies. We want to make them go as far as we can, and it's always my job to make sure that whatever you buy from me that we get to use. I don't ever want you buying something that you don't actually love and get to use. So if you did buy something and you're looking for ideas with it, let me know. We can obviously make a Facebook Live and show you how you can use your product, because that's always the most fun anyway, right? Okay, so there's the second one. Oop, and I need one more. Oh, and of course I'm a little bit shy. Hang on, let me grab another piece. I thought I had enough of this, but I guess I don't. I'll be right back. I apologize. Best laid plans, right? I spent half an hour getting all this ready, making sure I had everything ready to go. And anyway, I appreciate you being patient with me. So here I have another piece, and we'll bring in our circle dies. Again, I've got the two of them nested together. So there I have all my letters. And that's going to go on the insert. And so I can lay them out and figure out where they're going to fit best. So I'm thinking that kind of looks evenly spaced, right? So I'm going to take just a little pencil mark, and I'm going to mark where my circles are. And then I'm going to just take my ruler and make sure that I am evenly spaced down from the top. There we go. Okay, so now I can take this piece and I know where to place my O's. So I'll bring in my big shot again, and this time I'm just going to use the smaller of the two circles. So of the two framelits we just used, I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'm going to lay it down on top where I'd done my little marks. So there's one. Two. And you'll be able to see how this all comes together in just a minute when we line all this up. Yes, I will make a blog post about this. Whenever I try to do a Facebook Live, I also try to make a blog post that goes with it, because I know some people learn visually and some people like to be able to print out written directions. So if you follow me at queenbeecreations.net, it will probably be over there in the next day or two. I'll have all the measurements. Thanks for asking. That's a good question. And from that blog post, I'll link to this video because after I'm done with Facebook Live, I go ahead and load them on YouTube. Some stuff I don't feel so confident about goes straight to YouTube, so you might want to subscribe over there because I like the fact that I can delete things that don't come out just perfect and start over again. The beauty of YouTube. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and line up my letters. And you'll see how these rings will just fit perfectly around the circles that we just cut out on the big shot. And so now all I have to do is line up my H's. And I'll do that again with liquid glue. And you'll need a little bit. A little goes a long way with this stuff, which is great. We get the most for our money that way. So I can just take this and I'm just putting little dots. Again, you don't need much because you don't want it oozing out the sides. But that'll allow me to just line it right on there. This one is real red. It could be done in either, but I just happen to have more real red on hand than I did cherry cobbler at the moment. It would look great in both. You could even do this in a Mary Merlot or a Poppy Parade. You know, there's nothing even says it has to be red. I think I was just thinking red because it was Santa's suit is red, so I just associate red with Santa, but and you know, don't ever feel that you have to copy me exact. I mean, I love to give ideas and show you how to do things, but also part of the fun is stamping is that you get to be able to put your own spin on it. If you know, you take a look at this box and you go, oh, that'd be really pretty in green, or you know, I could do that in a pink or a purple or a, you know, whatever your theme seems to be for the holiday. You know, you could make it say boo with a B and an OO and do it in, you know, orange and black. I'm just trying to spark some imagination and get you guys thinking. So there's our insert. And again, oh, I just put my glue away, but we would take and we're going to fold in the ends. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the ends and be able to fold them in. When I went to the store and I bought my little chocolates for this, it was funny how I got 2 little boxes that gave me more little chocolates than the 1 large box, and it was cheaper. So I ended up with 2 boxes because who wants to spend extra money, right? So we'll take 3 of these little chocolates. That one lost its sticker. Okay, and then we have our bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and insert this. Oh, let's set these in here. And I just kind of set them loose and then I can wiggle them around and then I can push the top down into it. So there we have it. There's our little box with the lid that fits on it. And if you wanted to, you could actually decorate the top of the box. I went ahead and I cut out a piece of basic black cardstock. This is 8 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then this is 8 by 2 to go over the top. And I thought I would stamp it in gold because, of course, we're using gold on the inside. The stamps I'm using are from the Snowflake Sentiments. I wanted to use the Merry Christmas, but I didn't really want them from our family to yours, because it wasn't from a family, it was from me personally. So you could use this stamp and just ink up the top, or you could put a piece of Scotch tape over the bottom and ink it, so that you can selectively choose which pieces you're going to use, but it was still a little bit small. So I did decide to go with the Season's Greetings. And so I'm going to stamp that on the red. And again, this is real red cardstock, 8 inches by 2 inches. I'm using my grid paper to try to figure out where my center is. The grid paper is great for that sort of thing. So, I had scrap paper. Oh, and if I'd been smart, I'd have used the embossing buddy. I always forget this thing. Remember to use the embossing buddy. It's very helpful. And then I'm going to sprinkle, this is gold embossing powder, like I said, over Versamark ink. And there's my Season's Greetings. And again, it's a little too small for just the center, so I'm going to add some more to it. Thanks, Donna. I'm glad you like it. So I'm going to just stamp this here. Here. Oops. I have my little creative mess. But we're having fun, right? Then I'm going to bring in my heat tool on high. Okay, so there we have our greeting, and it dries pretty fast, but apparently not as fast as I was hoping. I love it. Anyway, so what I would do is I would glue that onto this piece of paper right here, and then I would glue it on the top of my box. And so there you would have your little ho 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 gift box of chocolates. So I hope you found this useful, and again, like I said, make sure you leave a comment. I'm hoping to send a gift out to one of you this week. Again, I appreciate you joining me, and oh, I wanted to mention today is the beginning of a big sale. Stampin' Up! Is celebrating National Card Making Day. Today is the first day of a 7-day sale. They have quite a few items that they are putting on sale for at least 10% off. So they said 10%, but this would be 40 cents, and it's actually 50 cents off. So it's 10% or more off for World Card Making Day from October 1st until the 7th. There's a whole list of things, and I've put them on my blog, again, queenbeecreations.net. You can find it there. I've also sent out a newsletter to my subscribers. If you wanted to subscribe for my newsletter, it is in there as well. And I've got links that go directly to my store where you can go ahead and purchase those things. Oh, and there's also the Stamparatus. That was the second thing I was trying to remember. Some of you have seen I've done quite a few little demonstrations on our Stamparatus, and I've been cutting the grid paper down to fit, but we now have grid paper that is specifically designed to fit within the Stamparatus, so you can buy some that's the perfect size. They also have an additional foam mat that you can buy, additional plates that you can buy. There's additional magnets. I've got the 2 on the bottom, but you know, for some reason you lose one or they snap together and break, you can now buy additional magnets. Just lots of fun stuff. And they've also kind of hinted around that we're going to be getting a carrying case sometime soon, so keep an eye out for that. But if you're looking for some extra Stamparatus accessories, that went live today as well. And for those of us that are demonstrators, we were able to take a sneak peek at a whole new suite that's coming out. There were 2 new stamp sets, a framelit set, some trinkets, paper, just some really cute little stuff. And as a demonstrator, you're able to buy those things. One of the things I encourage my customers is if you do have a really long wish list, I hope you would consider becoming a demonstrator. I know it sounds a little bit intimidating. It's not really. They say 90% of our Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are hobby demos, and that means that they just sign on to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator because they want the discount, and they want to be able to buy their stuff at least 20% off. And by doing it now, you can make a little bit of money for Christmas, or you can, you know, maybe buy some Christmas presents, make your own Christmas cards, save some money there. But you also get to order our new set. You can add that to your kit. You can also, by signing up now, there's a minimum that you have to meet per quarter, but it's the first full quarter. And the first full quarter isn't until the first part of the year. So if you were to join now, October, November, December are kind of freebies. That's just, you know, you're getting used to it. And then you will be able to order out of our new occasions catalog, and most likely we're going to have Celebration in January, which is our biggest sale of the year. And so that's when most of the sales will come in, and obviously a great chance to make money and also to save money. But you would get all of that, which would go to March 31st. And then if you don't have your $300 in sales, which is retail, I mean, you know, that's easy to do if you just tell 1 or 2 friends or buy a few Christmas gifts. But then you would be able to stay on for another 3 months. And if you didn't make the $300, then April would be your pending month, and they would go ahead and drop you at the end of April. So it's just a deal where you just can't lose. I mean, you pick out $125 worth of product, and it only cost you $99, and then they give you free shipping. So if you're looking to buy yourself a fantastic Christmas gift, or just have that really long wish list, I encourage you to give me a call. You know, send me an email, chat me up on Facebook. I'd love to talk to you about it. It's very risk-free, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to try it. So again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you back over at the Facebook page. Bye.